Hello, friends.
The Bears are who we thought they were.
The Bears. The Bears.
I am the great Cornholio.
We'll see what happens.
Playoffs?
Seton Hall, Sean McDonough, Jay Billis, Goats.
Can you play a song? Something cool. Put my mic on!
I'm calling both games.
Goes down the field for Smith.
Oh, he got it!
Seattle. We're getting ready for Cincinnati.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mike's Madness. Hope you're staying safe out there. And in today's video, we're going to be getting to the Super Bowl, which I haven't gotten to yet because, well, as Pat McAfee said in his show yesterday, it's a little bit of a nightmare to pick. And, like, there's no, like, new analysis that I can bring to you in this matchup. I mean, you know, you've seen Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs play all year long. You've seen Tom Brady and Tampa Bay play all year long. There's nothing new about this matchup. They've already played before, and like I don't know. It's just it's two teams that are like very evenly matched. And Pat McAfee explained it in his show yesterday perfectly. He said it's a nightmare to pick because everything is telling you that the Chiefs should win, but then you look at the other side and you're thinking, but it's Tom Brady. You know, and Tom Brady literally showed us that no matter how many points you're winning by, no lead is safe with Tom Brady. And the same thing is true with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. You know, Brady came back from, 28 points in the Super Bowl against the Falcons, right? 20 or something like that. And, or down 25 or whatever it was. It was like, 28-3. So, yeah, 25 or whatever. Like, that just proves to you that no matter how big of a lead you have against Tom Brady, it's not safe. And, you know, like last week or going into 2 weeks ago, I was saying that I thought the Packers and Bills were going to win. And the Packers really got shut down by that Buccaneers defense. And that is part of, like the two defenses I think showed a lot in the championship games 2 weeks ago. And you know, the Chiefs in the past, that had been their downfall, was their defense. They had, you know, the whole story was, you know, their defense wasn't good enough to win them a Super Bowl. Well, last year it really wasn't too much to do with their defense as much as it was their offense. And this is another thing that McAfee had talked about. He said that, you know, while we all know about how Tom Brady came back, you know, 28-3 deficit against the Falcons, the Chiefs kind of have that same attitude where, you know, last year in the AFC Championship game they were down 21 points and they ended up winning. And he said, you know, the Chiefs will get behind by a good margin, and then they start trying, you know, and then they start trying, and then they come back and they win the game. So both of these teams, it's tough to say, you know, it's really difficult to be able to differentiate between the two teams and say, you know, there's no one thing that's going to set these two teams apart. These teams are about as evenly matched as it can get. And, you know, like the Chiefs, they needed a fourth down conversion from Chad Henne to beat the Browns. They looked really strong against the Bills, but again, that wasn't until the second quarter when they started putting it together. And like the Buccaneers, you know, they, like, Tom Brady threw 3 interceptions. He didn't have a great game. He was kind of off target, and they still won. And I think their defense, if there was one thing that would set these two teams apart, I just gotta say it's the Buccaneers defense. They came out and improved a lot to me in the Packers game. And looking back at that, it was something that I don't know how I looked over that going into that game. I just don't know. I don't know what I missed there, because if you go back and watch the Saints game, their defense was really good then as well. And I just don't know what I was missing there. I guess Aaron Rodgers and the Packers and how good they had been this season was just kind of like was what I had my mindset on. I don't know. But I just feel like the Buccaneers defense, you know, it's tough because you say their defense is good, and then you say, well, it's Pat Mahomes, and then you say, well, Mahomes is good, and the Chiefs are really good, but then it's Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, right? So, you know, last year I had come out and I said the 49ers were my pick for the Super Bowl, and that was looking good till about, you know, what the fourth quarter or the third quarter or whatever it was. And I just don't know. And, I mean, I feel like McAfee said in his show yesterday, everything is pointing to the Chiefs winning. Everything is telling you the Chiefs should win. But you're looking at Tom Brady, and it's just, that's the main thing. If it was any other quarterback, I feel like any other quarterback leading his team for the Buccaneers, I feel like you would say Chiefs all the way. At least I would. But for me, I don't know. I just have a feeling that Tom Brady's going to come out and he's going to win. He's going to do whatever he can to win this Super Bowl. And I don't know if it's because, like, I don't think this is his last year, but you can tell that time is coming somewhere in the, you know, somewhere in the next 5 years or so. So, you know, he's thinking probably how many realistic chances at a Super Bowl do I have left? And I feel like that's, you know, I don't know, I just feel like also combine that with the number of times we've seen a back-to-back Super Bowl champion is really low. You know, the last team that went to back-to-back Super Bowls I think was, well, I think the Patriots did it. 3 years in a row they won 2 out of 3 or something like that. Because they played the Seahawks and then, or no. They played the Seahawks was not back to back. They played the Falcons, then the Eagles, then the Rams. I think that's how it went. But they went back to back. I think the Seahawks went back to back. They won 1 of 2. They beat the Broncos, I think, and then they lost to the Patriots, if I'm remembering my Super Bowl history correctly. So, I mean, we've seen teams go back-to-back in the past 10 years, but I don't know. I mean, like, this Chiefs team is really good. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy for any team to win, and that's the thing. Like, I just don't know. I don't know who's going to win, and this is, like, been stressing me out a little bit, because I was like, man, I know I got to come out with a pick sometime, because, you know, not just because my dad and I are doing NFL picks against the spread like we always do, but, like, you know, if I want to be a sports journalism guy or broadcaster, whatever you want to call it, I kind of, like, probably should talk about the Super Bowl a little bit. And, like, I just don't know. Like, I mean, I feel like Brady has that passion in him. And, of course, now that I'm saying this, all this great stuff about the Buccaneers, they're going to come out and lay an absolute egg against the Chiefs. Just watch. I mean, that's just me, you know. That is my not my luck, but that's just, like, I guess I put bad luck on other teams or something. I don't know. But now that I'm saying that, I'm kind of leaning on the Buccaneers. I would advise you to put everything you own on the Chiefs. Because I say the Buccaneers, I know I sound like Foghorn Leghorn. I said. But now that I'm saying that I think the Buccaneers have the advantage and they have that upper hand, Chiefs are going to come out and absolutely dominate them, right? That's just how it's going to go. So, I'm leaning on the Buccaneers. That could change in a matter of days, and, I mean, I know we only have a couple days till the Super Bowl, but this is probably the only video that I'm going to put up about the Super Bowl. So, yeah, I mean, I guess my pick is the Buccaneers. I mean, in terms of the spread being Chiefs -3, I think it's going to be, I mean, if the Chiefs are going to win, they're going to win by more than 3, I think. I mean, watch. This Super Bowl may very well end up in a push. The Chiefs might win by 3. But I just feel like this is going to come down to whoever has the ball last. because I think it's going to be, it's either going to be a shootout or it's going to be really close and low scoring like that Patriots-Rams Super Bowl from a few years ago. And I mean, I feel like this is like the ultimate chess match between these two head coaches, because they're both kind of geniuses if you think about it. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm not like, this is one of those games where you don't really want to say that like you're picking a team unless you're gambling on it, because then you're like, well, yeah, of course. But I don't know. I just feel like the Buccaneers. And it has nothing to do, this whole thing has nothing to do with the fact that they're playing at their home stadium. But I guess you could look at that as an advantage. I don't know. But, you know, it's not like they have their own fans coming in. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a good portion of their own fans going in there. But it's not like a home game where the fans there are predominantly their fans, the home team fans. That, I don't really, my whole leaning on the Buccaneers has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that they're playing at their home stadium. Absolutely nothing, because that's a whole nother thing in and itself that's another thing that, like, I just don't know what to think about that either. So, in a crazy season, in a crazy year, in a crazy setting, you've got possibly the best two quarterbacks that we're gonna see in the past. You know, if you look at 10 years from now, and you're looking back at the past 30 years, I know that's a weird, like, that's just a weird thing to say, but 10 years from now, you're looking back for the past 30 years, these two quarterbacks are probably gonna be like the best to ever do it in those, 30, 20 years. So I don't know. I guess I'm gonna pick the Buccaneers. I guess, I don't know. It's not really something I'm very confident in. I just feel like Bruce Arians. And look at it this way. Both the championship games in the AFC and NFC were both matchups of previous games played. Matchups played earlier this season. Sorry, I just had like a, I don't know. And so the Buccaneers, I think the Buccaneers dominated the Packers in the first matchup, and then they beat them again the second time. The Chiefs beat the Bills the first time, and then they beat them again the second time. So if you're going off that, that evidence and that deal, the Chiefs won the first matchup between these two teams, as they did play earlier this season. They only won by 3. But, I guess, I don't know, man, because if I'm looking at it that way and I'm thinking, wow, the Chiefs already know how to beat the Bucs, why can't they do it again? And then I'm thinking, well, that's Tom Brady, and my mind is just a scrambled mess, and I just don't know what to make of this game. I'm leaning on the Buccaneers, but at the same time, I think the Chiefs should win. But then I'm thinking it's Tom Brady, and then it's so, like, frustrating because I just don't know. This is the first game and the first Super Bowl that I really looked at and said, it's anybody's game. I have no idea. And it's true. I really, like going back, let's go back to Super Bowl 50, 5 years ago, when the Broncos played the Panthers. I was like, Broncos probably should win. Broncos and Seahawks, that was another one where I was like, all right, it's up in the air, but I think that year I was really feeling like the Seahawks were the better team. When the Seahawks played the Patriots, again, another one where very, very evenly matched, but I was thinking, the Patriots, I think, are going to do it, and if it weren't for the ridiculous play call from the Seahawks, I would have been wrong, or I would have been, wrong, because the Seahawks probably should have won that game looking back at it. Patriots Falcons, I mean, I was really shocked at how much the Patriots were down, and I thought, well, okay, I guess this is over. I guess the Falcons are going to win. And going into that game, of course, I never have really been a big fan of the Falcons, so I thought, okay, Patriots, and it's just one of those things where the Patriots have been dominating for so long. Going into the Eagles-Patriots Super Bowl, I was thinking again Patriots just because they had been so dominant, and I was really shocked at how the Eagles played them. Patriots Rams again. I was thinking, well, Patriots should win. Why not, right? And then last year I picked the 49ers, which again until the third or fourth quarter that was looking great. But this year I don't know. No matter who I pick, I don't feel confident in it because there's no way. There's just no way that anybody can feel confident in it, unless you're a Chiefs or Buccaneers fan where you're thinking, yeah, my team's going to win. But I don't know. I'm leaning on the Buccaneers, and I guess that's who I'll pick. I don't know. I really don't know. And it's really weird because there's, again, like I said, I went back for the past 5 or 6 Super Bowls or whatever. There really hadn't been one where I just didn't know. And, you know, if I sit down and think about something, anything, I'll be able to come up with a decision. Not this time. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm stumped on this. This is like one of those like math problems where you're just like, I don't know. I'm stumped. I can't figure it out. And I feel like nobody does. I feel like nobody really knows like what to make of this Super Bowl. Nobody knows who to pick. Nobody has like a clear prediction. So I don't know. I guess I'll pick the Buccaneers. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? I really feel like I don't know. I mean, I seriously just don't know. I mean, seriously, what do you guys think? Put in the comments down below who you think's gonna win the Super Bowl. Like the Chiefs have just been so dominant, and that's the other thing. On either side, if it was any different team, I would be like, if the Buccaneers were playing anybody else, I would pick the Buccaneers, and if the Chiefs were playing anybody else, I would pick the Chiefs. That's kind of like, that's where I'm at, because the Chiefs have been so dominant, but it's Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Like whenever Tom Brady needs to pull something out of the hat, he does it. Whenever the Chiefs need something, they get it. And I don't know. You know, there were a few people asking me like, who do you think's gonna win? And I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I kind of laughed at him because I was like, you know. And they know that I like am into sports and everything, and you know, I guess they were really surprised because I told them, I said, I don't know. They're like, what, really? And I said, yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win. I don't know. I don't have a prediction. I don't know. I'm feeling the Buccaneers this year. I really am. I really am. I love that. I go 20 minutes saying I don't know who's gonna win. I'm like, I'm really feeling the Buccaneers. No, I really don't know. I'm just going to pick the Buccaneers, and then the Chiefs will probably dominate. So yeah. I guess I'm going with the Buccaneers. That'll be my pick. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Leave your Super Bowl prediction in the comments section down below. That'd be awesome. And other than that, I'll see you all in the next video. I'm out.